Who are the top beginner characters that you should be targeting here in Marvel Strike Force? We're going to be discussing that in today's video. And to do that, I'm going to be talking with my guy here who just started a beginner account, by the way, Dorky Dad. What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. Doing good. How you doing?
Not too bad, man. I'm looking forward to being able to help out beginner players. I remember what it was like back when I started, you know, how challenging it was to try to figure out, like, who should I be going after in the stores? Who should I be targeting in these different campaigns? So we're going to help you guys out today by talking about the top 15 characters. So to start off with, we talked about how you should be targeting your Wave 1 Avengers, right?
Yeah, like the Wave 1 Avengers have the benefit of being heroes. They're useful in that first campaign you have to do, which is heroes restricted. They're very easily targeted early on to both get unlocked and get lots of shards on, which is going to be important as you progress through the game.
Now, we want to talk about specifically what Wave 1 Avengers, because if you're looking at this here, it's like, I'm going to ask a question. Am I targeting all of these 6 characters? Is there a specific set that I should be going after trying to land shards for here?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Captain America is going to be one. He is easily farmable in the beginning chapters of Nexus. Hulk, you're going to get just by playing the game, just by doing achievements as you progress through the game. You're going to get him unlocked. You're going to get lots of shards for him. Black Widow, you get very early on in the villains campaign. Hawkeye is going to actually be the last Avenger, so only 4, and you're going to get him in the Heroes campaign. Unfortunately, Thor is farmed way later or in the Raid store, which we'll break down stories later. Yeah. That's going to take a lot of resources, and Iron Man is actually a legendary character, and it's not worth chasing his unlock because you need 5 certain characters to unlock Iron Man, and that'll make you fall back further in your progression.
Right. And with Thor, yes, I mean, I did pan over to it, so I'll talk about it here. Yes, you can get him in a Heroes campaign, but it's way late in Heroes Chapter 7-3. There's just more value or more other characters that you can target after here before actually going after Thor. That would be a little bit easier for you. Now, Wave 1 Avengers, like you said, can go through your Heroes campaign. Obviously, of course, too, can go through your Nexus campaign. But alongside Wave 1 Avengers, that's just for heroes, we talked about a villain team that you should be targeting too, right? And that is the Sinister Six team.
Yeah, the Sinister Six team is a great villains team. They're actually good all the way through the game. Not just in the beginning content, but also in the mid-game content and the end-game content. They are actually one of the premier teams right now at the highest level in the meta. And a lot of them are available super early, and they're spread out in different stores, which means with your rare amount of currency you get, you're able to pick and choose exactly the Sinister Six members, and you get to build them up really high, really fast.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about specifically who you should be targeting here as a beginner, because if you're looking at this list once again, this looks like the Sinister 12 team. That's what this looks like right now. But which specific characters, as a beginner player here, am I going to be targeting, and where can I get these characters, Dorky?
Yeah, so your top character right there, Vulture, he's going to be the most character for you in all of your journey in the beginner and mid game. He's available in the arena store, and honestly, he is the only character in the arena store that's worth farming. So it feels great to bring him all the way up to 7 stars, which is the highest you can get. You're not really missing out on any other characters doing that, which I think is fantastic.
Okay, so definitely want to target Vulture, and then the next Sinister Six character here is who?
Mysterio, actually right underneath Vulture. Mysterio is available on, I believe it's the 2nd Heroes campaign chapter. So you get him super early. That's right, Heroes 2-3. He's also available in the Raid store. So as you get Raid orbs for free, don't use your tickets on him. You can actually pull him RNG wise and farm this node. So he's going to be built up one of your first characters with the highest stars.
Okay, so that's another little nuance too. So you're saying in the Raid store, which we don't want to get too complex, what you're saying here is that you should open up your Raid orbs instead of actually target farming Mysterio.
Yeah, because he's available in the campaign, you'll use your energy for him. You'll save your raid tickets for a different character we're going to talk about.
Yep.
Orbs sprinkled on you just as you do your weekly raids with your alliance. Open those up. If you get some Mysterio, it's a bonus, helps you get there faster.
Okay, all right. I'm hearing you loud and clear on that one. And then what other characters here? So we got Vulture, we got Mysterio. Who are the other characters that we're going to go after here?
We got Electro right beside Mysterio there. She is available in the Blitz store. And the benefit of the Blitz store is Blitz is the mode where you get out of it what you put into it. So you can farm Blitz tickets, and you're able to farm her every 8 hours. You can get 10 shards for her for 500 Blitz tickets. The Blitz store is one of the best places to farm characters. We're actually going to farm 2 characters in the Blitz store, but you're allowed to do that because of the amount of credits that we get.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. And then we have, 2 more characters, right, that we want to target here?
Just one, actually. We're just going to go down to Shocker at the very bottom of your list.
Okay.
Now, you got him built very small, and this is probably around the level where you're going to stop your Shocker.
Right.
But he's available in the Heroes campaign on Chapter 3, I believe. So just like Mysterio, and when I type Chapter 3, don't be too concerned about that. That is a first-day playthrough. With the energy you get, with the way the game progresses for those first 3 hero campaign chapters, you're going to get there. You're going to be able to start farming him day 1.
Right, so day 1, you're going to be able to start farming Mysterio, and you're going to be able to start farming Shocker. So you're going to have 2 Sinister Six characters right out of the gate. Now, there is one other Sinister Six character that is important here that you're not able to farm, but you are able to get fairly easily, and that is Dr. Octopus, right?
That's correct. He's a legendary character. So the way the legendary characters work in Marvel Strike Force, luckily just got a retune, you need 5 characters of a certain star level to unlock the same star level for your Doc Ock. In this case, lucky for us, it's going to be your Wave 1 Avengers are needed for Doc Ock, and we're going to do one more character who's farmable in that Blitz store. That's going to be Luke Cage.
So Luke Cage, this is a little bit of an interesting one now. So I think I got to go all the way down to Heroes for Hire to highlight Luke Cage here. But you're saying Luke Cage because he's not necessarily, yes, he is meta in terms of war defense, kind of, sort of, right? But this is specifically from a beginner perspective, just for one particular reason, right?
Yeah, so you get him for free. He's a starting character alongside Spider-Man, and because he's farmable in that Blitz store with Elektra, you're able to get his star levels very quickly. He's a hero, so he serves that purpose with your Wave 1 Avengers for that campaign, and then he helps you get more stars on your Doc Ock, which is your villain team. So you have your heroes team, you have your villain team, and that Superior 6, Sinister 6 team is going to carry you all the way to a lot of exciting characters.
All right, so I need my Wave 1 in order for me to be able to get my Dr. Octopus. And then I'm going to want to continue to keep farming my Sinister Six for a few different reasons, right? So let's talk about the farming aspect of it. So where do we want to be able to get the stars on these characters? So both Wave 1 and our Sinister Six team, like where do we want to get their stars to?
We want to get their stars all the way up to 6. We don't necessarily want to go to 7, except on Vulture, because that store is kind of worthless, except for him. So we get our characters up to 6 stars, because that's going to unlock a very important mode for us, which is called Dark Dimension.
Right.
And in Dark Dimension, you need to have 5 characters that are at 6 star to get into Dark Dimension 1. And the rewards for Dark Dimension 1 are absolutely incredible. So right there, Kestrel, that is the first Scopely original character. Scopely is the manufacturers of Marvel Strike Force, and she is a top 5 character in the game still to this day. She is going to revolutionize the game for you when you get her. She is so much fun to play with.
Yeah, so and very important to be able to get this character because of, like you said, she's relevant now for you as a beginner. She's going to be or once you're a little bit past the beginner point, but going to be relevant for you there, going to be relevant for you mid game, going to be relevant for you end game. Right now, they're definitely going to do their best to make sure that this character is relevant throughout the entirety of Marvel Strike Force. So you're not going to go wrong there with getting Kestrel. She's an absolute powerhouse, but you're going to be able to build up your characters Wave 1, be able to get your Doc Ock, then you're going to get your Doc Ock, you're going to keep on farming Wave 1 to 6 stars to be able to get Doc Ock to 6 stars, and then be able to get your other Sinister Six characters to 6 stars so that you can get Kestrel. And then after you get Kestrel, you're going to be able to then go into Dark Dimension 2, right?
Yeah, so as soon as you have your Kestrel, you hit level 65, you get to unlock Kestrel because you've been farming those characters all the way up to 6.
Right.
You hit level 70, you're going to have the gear right away. You go into Dark Dimension 2, and you're going to unlock a fan favorite, Ultron. Ultron is a very, very influential character in the early game and mid game, and he's a lot of fun to play with. Yep. If you're a Marvel fan, you know Ultron. He's cool.
100%. Yeah. And that's good. So basically that takes care of that takes 12 characters that we talked about so far here. But some of the other characters that we discussed was there's some free unlocks that you can get, right?
That's right. We got some amazing promo codes that are available right now. Now, depending when you are watching this video, maybe they're not still available.
Right.
Make sure you check out Goofy's channel because he'll be able to tell you whatever the newest promo code is. But right now, there is an amazing promo for Gambit. So you go onto the website, you attach your Scopely ID, you put in the promo code CARDS, all one word, all capitalized. They're going to give you a free Gambit to play. And like Kestrel, he's a top 5 character, and he's going to carry you from the beginning game all the way to the end game. You can slap him with your Wave 1 team, not using Luke Cage. Don't build Luke Cage up, you just farm his stars, and Gambit will carry you on the damage.
Okay, so that's good. So that takes care of character number 13, right? That we talked about. So out of our top 15 here, but there is one. We're gonna go through some bonuses. There's another free unlock that you can get for another character as well, right? Which is Venom. We talked about him.
Yeah, so Venom, again, another, if you like Marvel, you love Venom, right? Like, Venom's just so cool. In the same place you put in your cards promo code, you're going to put in the promo code Venom Free. That's one word, all capitals. It gets you a free Venom unlock. He's a good villain. You're still going to use your Sinister Six instead of him, at least for the first while. But when you get to the end game, you're going to want to build him up with the Symbiote Hive Mind team. And that's actually like a top 3 team throughout the entire game.
Yeah, exactly. So listen, this is pretty good because Gambit, you're getting Gambit for the sake of being able to have an end game. Well, he's going to be valuable for you right now as a beginner player, but then he's also going to be valuable for you at the end game. At point as well with that extreme X-Men team or just an X-Men team in general, and then you can work with it to then get your Venom. That's going to be a part of the Hive Mind team. So those are 2 other options. Now, we did want to give some other, let's say, plug and play ish, maybe not super meta, but still meta. At least one of them is. We wanted to talk about Shang-Chi, right?
Yeah, so Shang-Chi, again, we talked about the Blitz store briefly. Now, when you play the game, you're going to learn what Blitz is. You get to farm credits to whatever you put in, you get out. So if you're farming Electro the Blitz store, you can farm Luke Cage at the Blitz store. You want to bring them up to 6. And then Shang-Chi is a plug-and-play character. You get him quickly unlocked for the Blitz store, and he is a kung fu master. He is just kicking people left, right, and center.
Man, that ultimate is crazy. That ultimate is crazy.
Oh, it's so cool, too. He's just coming around roundhousing everybody off the map. Yeah,
it's pretty dynamic, man. So Shang-Chi, and then we talked about another character that is a part of the team that Gambit's on, his Extreme X-Men team here, and that was Cyclops, right?
Yes, and Cyclops has the benefit of being in a store that we're not hard farming our Sinister Six on. He is in the raid store. So I talked about farming Mysterio from the node, and that's so you can farm Cyclops from that raid store, because Cyclops he's the leader of the X-Men, and he pairs super well with Gambit on the current best mutant raid team in the game. You can see he's available for you right there. Yeah. And he's one of the cheaper characters in the store. So you're actually going to get 20 shards per, is it 2,800 there for him as well?
Yeah, 2,800 right here.
Yeah, so you're going to be able to farm him. Every time you see him in the store, you should be able to have the raid credits to pick him up if you're only farming him, which is why you only want to farm him. Right. And the fun part about Cyclops is his ult is exactly what you would expect it to be. He does his UDB just all over the map.
It slaps cheeks.
Oh,
100%. Yeah. So that ultimately kind of takes care of the 15 characters. Now, there were some other characters that we did want to consider, but we didn't throw on this list for a variety of reasons here. Now, one of those characters is a part of the Hive Mind team, and that was Carnage. But let's talk about the reason why we didn't actually recommend Carnage here, but we wanted you at least to be aware of Carnage, right? But the reason why we didn't want to talk about Carnage is why.
Yeah, so Carnage, unfortunately, is farmable in the War Store. The way the War Store works is the characters aren't there static. They show up on an RNG basis. There's a huge list of those characters, and you never know when he's going to be there. But furthermore, you're not probably going to have enough credits to farm him every single time he's there, because the War Mode only unlocks when you hit account level 45. But there's another thing. You also need to be in an alliance that has War unlocked, or you got to build an alliance up to unlock War, and that takes about a month. So it takes a long time to be able to start farming Carnage. Now, if you get lucky and get Carnage early, that's another story, because obviously there's RNG orbs. It's going to be different for every single account. Yeah. But generally speaking, he's going to be kind of out of reach until you're around level 50, 55.
Yeah. And we should mention that too. There are going to be other characters that you're going to be able to get probably by just opening up orbs or things like that, right? And of course, you can always plug and play, characters that are part of meta teams now, but we're just kind of giving you a guide as to what you can control, like who can you go after getting, those are characters. And of course, Wave 1 and even Sinister 6 are still important, even if you do unlock other characters. Is there anything else that you think that we should mention here as a beginner player? We don't want to overwhelm you. We don't want to limit to the characters, but anything specifically that we probably should mention here for beginner players?
Yeah, try and get into an alliance that is active, an alliance that has 24 members, you being the 24th member, that's going to be doing raids every day, that has war unlocked, that's going to be able to teach you the ropes, how characters work, how to spend certain resources when we have events, stuff like that. That is going to really be a huge benefit to any player coming in the game.
All right, that sounds good, Dorky. So let's talk a little bit about where they can find you, because currently right now you're an incredibly valuable resource to the beginner player base right now. You're doing a beginner account. You're about to hit level 65. So the things that you're talking about here, these are things that you're actively doing right now on your channel. So they can find you right where.
Yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube at Dorky Dad, Marvel Strike Force, or on Twitch at Dorky_Dad. I stream every single day. I make 2 videos a day. Normally, one of them is for beginner players. So I'm really trying to help the newcomers really pop off, because Marvel Strike Force is such a fun game once you get into it. But like any mobile game that's been around for 5 years, you got to learn the ropes.
Yeah, 100%. So hopefully you got some good value out of this here. Of course, if you have any questions, leave it down below in the comments. We're here to help you, to make sure that we can, have you navigate along this journey here, because things can be a little bit complex. Until next time, guys. And as always, thanks so much for being here. I'll be blessed. I'll be safe.